are at the Greater Noida plant of CNH India, where the company produces tractors under the brand New Holland. And today marks the special day for the company because it has launched its new engine for TREM 5 emission. And we have Mr. Narinder Mittal, Managing Director and President of CNH India with us today. Thank you for joining us, sir,
Thank
today.
you. The TREM 5 norms have been implemented 1st of January this year, and we also intend to use the same engine for the agriculture segment also, for the tractors starting April 2026. We will also use this engine for our export applications. So all export vehicles, export tractors will also carry the same engines.
So if we talk about the industry, we saw a decline in domestic volumes last year, 2024. What were the reasons and how do you see it going further in 2025?
So I'll talk about from the perspective of calendar year, not the financial year, because in CNH we normally go by the calendar year. So in the calendar year, there was a small dip, not a big dip in the industry, 0.6-0.7% last year in 2024 calendar year. And one of the reasons was that because of the monsoon being not so good in certain part of India in end of 2023, which impacted H1 of 2024. And that was the reason we could see some dip, which was, the dip was actually, it got offset with the good monsoon and increased industry in H2 of last year, 2024. So we saw that yes, there was some dip, but still the industry was able to recover in H2. And this year, we expect in the calendar year, the industry to stay stable almost as it was last year.
Mm-hmm. How is CNH India planning to, grow further domestically as well as globally in terms of market share?
So as we discussed earlier, actually now CNH India as a separate region in CNH will have 4 pillars to focus on. So grow in the domestic market, work in India for India, work in India to increase the export potential from India, means for the global markets. The pillar 3 would be use the design capabilities, especially at India Technology Center, with more than 600 engineers working there. Utilize that, capitalize on that, and design not only for the local product, but also for the global products in India. And then also use the robust supply chain as a 4th pillar to source from the supply chain for the global products. Those are being produced worldwide. So if I talk about the first pillar, as you said, what is our plan? Our plan is to grow the market share in India. We intend to double the market share in next 4 to 5 years. We want to reach a market share 8% plus for the tractor segment. The crop solution, harvesting and post-harvesting are quite strong, with the sugarcane market share of close to 55%, balers around 60%. So we intend to maintain the leadership position that we have today in India.
So with the introduction of TREM 5 in agriculture equipment, the cost might be increased going further. How will you communicate the cost increase to the customers?
So there is a lot of technology change. So this technology provides good advantage also to the farmer. Of course, the affordability becomes a bit of a challenge. That's for sure, it's there. But on the other hand, this increased cost brings in new technology, brings in an engine like we are launching today. It's unparalleled, right? This kind of an engine, this kind of a technology, this is not available everywhere. So if this engine is used on tractor, then the customer will get a higher torque, very good backup torque, very good SFC, so reduced fuel consumption. In those sense, I think customer will really gain, and this engine can be used in a wide range of applications.
Sir, the industry experts are saying that, and I think you also believe that the tractor industry is going to cross the 1 million mark soon. What's your view on that?
Yeah, I think for sure, probably with the TREM 5, there could be a bit of a decline for some time. That's how we see, because going by our experience of Tier 3 implementation or even TREM 4 implementation in more than 50 HP, we could see that industry shrunk at that time. So there could be a temporary dip, a little dip temporary when we implement Tier TREM 5 engines. And then later on, the industry will gradually move up and hit 1 million mark very soon, for sure.
So how do you see the electrification in tractors?
Electrification.
Especially in India. Globally we can see that, but
Yeah.
in India,
Yeah.
how soon
So
we can expect?
electrification, we believe will start from the lower HP tractors
Okay.
as and when it starts. Technology is still evolving in electrification, and we also have to see the affordability. We have solutions available globally, but when we talk about electrification or electric tractors in India, we also need to look at the investment and the affordability for the customer, which in our opinion will take some time before the market gets mature.
So how is CNH India doing in terms of exports?
From here, from India, we are exporting of the total production, 20-25% we are exporting. So for tractors terms, around 10,000 tractors we are exporting. As I said, the strategy 2 of our India strategy, pillar 2 of our India strategy, India for global, there we intend to export a lot. So we have also started manufacturing the compact tractors. It would be productionized by the end of this year, 8-10,000 tractors to the North America market. That will be added into what we are exporting it today. So good focus on India for export also.
And so how much is segregated for localization?
So whenever we do it in India, our intent would be to localize as much as possible, have lesser reliance on the global supply chain because of obvious reasons, the lead time, to cater to the variability in the demand, cost also remains a factor. So we always like to localize here. If I talk about the domestic tractors that we do in India, so localization content is very, very high, 95% approximately. Export tractors, because certain things we import, but our idea would be 80-90%. Even for the export tractors, we should have the localization in India. Certain technological components like sensors, etc., we will keep on importing because of the availability constraints here. But rest of the components, all gears, shafts, transmission components, castings, everything we would like to localize in India.
Great to know this, sir. Thank you for
My
talking to
pleasure.
Autocar
Thank you.
Professional, sir.